What do you remember about Hungerford? Did you used to go into Hungerford very often?
No, not often. But this village is altered, you see. This village now, well, it's Newtown, and years ago I was asked, when people have come round looking round it, well, we've come to see Newtown. There's no Newtown here. A whole place like this, an old village. What's the idea of calling it Newtown? Well, I said, it always has been Newtown. Well, now, this last 3 years, it's living up to its name, Newtown. Because I don't know, but very few people in the village, not to say really know them. This used to be wholly agricultural. You see, we have a school, church, and a pub. I'm very frequent with all of them. Always have been. And there used to be a matter of 86 children go to this school. And it's finished up now. It's a private dwelling house.
So yeah, is there a school at all in Newtown now, or
No.
do they all go into Hungerford itself?
They are going to Newtown. They're taken, fetched and taken. Whereas before, the children in Newtown, if you lived under 3 mile, you had to walk to Hungerford School. If you lived just 10 yards over the 3 mile,
You could be picked up.
picked up. 10 yards under, you didn't get there. Because my children have walked from here for years, all the time they were at Hungerford School. Well, they're grown up now with families. They come down and visit me as often as they can. Oh, I'm very well looked after.
The old carter, the old carrier.
Pardon?
Oh, the old carrier. I remember.
The old,
old shop.
well, there's an interesting old sergeant at Shefford, Sergeant Wheeler. He was a rare old character. He was about 20 stone. This was before I started work. I used to help my father. We were at Shefford at his sister's putting up some rose begonias and one to another. And out the back there was a faggot pile. A little party of people, 2 men and a woman. They made a fire out there with some of the faggots off there and causing a bit of disturbance. And so the old sergeant was called, Sergeant Wheeler, who I can see it as plain as can be now. He'd been out all night and he was called out. He went round to them and he said, look, you're causing a disturbance. He says, now move off. And they started abusing him, so he said, all right, you can defy me, but you won't defy the law. He walked back from where he was to his house. He said, Liz, he says, give me my helmet. He had nothing on but his shirt and a pair of trousers, and he had his helmet on. And he come back in, and the fire was burning, and I can see him coming out there now. And he went around. Now, he says, you defied me, now defy the law, he says. You won't defy either of us. And he picked up one of these sticks as it was burning, he swung it around over his head, it was flaring. He hit one of them straight across, down near the side. And the other one, he had nothing to say. He just got up and walked away. So the old sergeant walked through the fire like that, kicked the embers of it and tipped all their billy cans, and then he kicked out like that. I could see it and I could hear those billy cans rattling. And he was a man who used to have to walk from Shefford to Hungerford for orders, as you might say. Well, he was a big man, 20 stone I expect he was. He would ride on anything, on a farm cart. There used to be an old lady from the Woodlands, Mrs. Thomas. She was a very portly old lady, had a very small buggy, not much bigger than that. She was in there, and old sergeant would scrabble him to the side of her. And
Do you can you remember any other characters of the who used to live around here?
The carrier I used to go
Oh,
to
well,
Hungerford.
yeah, there used to be a railroad character,
Shop.
Teddy Schuff. He used to drive a
White.
old grey white horse in his car, come down. He was usually asleep when he come down.
The horse knew its way, and
Yeah.
he just let it take it.
And he'd call at every place he had to go, and he'd go to Hungerford and pick up some of the luggage, the parcels, not as he had to.
Mm-hmm.
Come back, leave some, forget some, come back the next day with it. But everything went on quiet and peaceful. One day we turned Teddy's pony. He'd come out of the Oxford Arms up in there and got up in. And we just got we boys just got over the rain of the pony, led him round the other way, and he went up to Mr. Hughes's, along the road and up to Mr. Hughes's. And the carter up there said, Teddy, where are you off to, Teddy? Where have I got to?
Yeah.
Where? Don't worry, boy. I don't know where I'd be then, he said. Anyhow, we got back. I had to blame for it, but still, that wasn't the only thing I was blamed for.
You were very often in getting into trouble then when you were younger, were you?
Well, it was only harmless fun.
Oh, yeah,
It
agreed.
wasn't this vandalism today. Good Lord, not. There was nothing of that then.